What are the problems in, well, I'm going to say the US because we are in the US. Okay, if I was doing this in Argentina, I would explain the problems in Argentina. Nothing against the US, but well, there is a context here that we have to understand. The first one and the one that I'm more impressed about is the lack of individual defenders, okay, good defensive actions, and the collective structure, like how to defend collectively. Me and other coaches from APFC, we took some teams to Barcelona last year with APFC groups, and I was explaining to the coaches, hey guys, you're not going to be impressed about how quick they move the ball. You're going to be impressed that guys that they are like this are not going to let us to do more than 2 passes. Okay? And actually it happened. I think against Barcelona, there is only one sequence we did that we lost 5-0. I like to say we tied 5-0, but we lost 5-0. It's like 3 passes, and it's a mistake of the winger doing an inside pressure, which creates a free player on the outside. We didn't create the free player. They created for us. We just saw the free player. What I feel in the US is that the free player exists. You don't create it. It already exists. And only with head up, only with break lines, only with a good body profile, you connect the free player. The defensive structures are really important because when you have a defensive structure and there are no mistakes of outside players going to inside spaces, is when you have to force defenders to actually move to the wrong space, okay? And then through a lot of collective concepts, offensively, you need to move the defense. Anyways, I'm gonna put an example so I can explain better what I'm saying. This looks beautiful, by the way. Eh? You're gonna see this action, and you're gonna see the coach is so good, but at the end of the day, it's a mistake of the other team. There is an in and out action, and then we find this player that we didn't do anything to create this free player. It's just the outside player, the winger, is doing a man marking instead of defend the space. In this clip also it looks beautiful that we are having a lot of touches. Everybody touches the ball, that's why there are numbers. We are really patient. And then you're gonna see the winger does an inside pressure, which is a big mistake. 2 players press the same one now, and then the outside player is free. I like to put these examples because this happens all the time, okay? Not only in the US, it happens everywhere. What I'm just trying to say is that we need to first focus, we need to first focus on the defensive concepts to teach offensively, okay? Because then if there is an instructor and everything is really well organized, then we are forced to think. If the whole structure is a disaster and we just head up and we break the lines, we cannot create smart players. This is the action I was telling to you when we played against Barcelona. Number 17 is doing an inside pressure, and then we find the outside player. Here, for example, now 2 players press the same one. You're gonna see that this player is all the time alone. The middle player. Yeah. So this is not realistic. Okay. This is something that we need to fix in our teams, because if not, we cannot help our players to actually think like now. An outside player doing an inside pressure, free player on the outside. The question is what happens when the other teams defend good. I think the next clip, don't touch it, it's fine. Yeah, the next clip, everybody is pressing the wrong channel, there are not players pressing the wrong one. Now there is a problem, it's a man-man marking. What do we do now? Now we have to think, now we need to understand the situation. This requires a lot of IQ and understand the collective concepts. Again, everybody is smart, there are no players doing mistakes, it's difficult to build up. This is the Spanish soccer, not the positional play and understand when to do in and outs and one-touch passing. No, Spanish soccer is based on everything really well organized, and consequence of having this organization, the players need to break these situations and they have to think. And then is when the offensive collective concepts need to happen. This is a very good action. Everybody doing their job. Look at this clip because at the end of the presentation I'm going to show it again. Nobody is pressing or doing any mistake. And here the player with the ball did something incredible that after today you're going to understand which concept. Hello? You're going to understand after. Hello? What's happening? Okay, well, like, now again, everybody is marked, no players free. And the next clip, well, anyways, you understand what I'm saying. We can go back to the original presentation. This is important when I talk about collectively, but also individually, like having good defenders help players to be better offensively. There are so many parents here in the US that send me videos of their son or daughters beating cons and doing a skill. Oh, what my son is doing? Well, he's beating a con. You know, your son is not beating a player. For another side, Argentina or Brazil, these countries, if you don't beat the defender, you probably go to the hospital because defensively they are so strong. Consequence of this, guess what? Offensively, they are really good. Okay, here there is a lack of good defenders. Consequence of that, there is not much creativity. Okay, I'm obsessed about the defensive concepts in order to teach the offensive ones. The next one, our next problem is the repetition of actions. I actually, I really like this topic because we are the opposite. We don't like patterns, we don't like isolated training. You know what I mean by isolated training. We force the players to always think and have real context. So that's something I think that people does here because the influence of other sports, I guess like baseball, basketball, it's the repetition of the same movement the whole time. Also, there is one thing, me and Krasen the other day we were talking, that I struggle a lot with the parents and they always complain, oh Bernard, why APFC plays a lot from the back and we don't kick the ball forward. I think all the sports here are like really territorial. Territorial meaning like baseball is you need to know far away. Like football, American football, you have to go to the other side as fast as possible. In soccer, it's the opposite. As slow I go, as slow the ball comes back. Because we're going to build up together, attack together, more players together to recover the ball. As fast as I go forward, as fast the ball comes back. And sometimes people don't understand that. That's why it's really important when we are building up, go as slow as possible, and then it's going to go faster. So sometimes the fastest way is the slowest one. Then the system, no? Like I think that's actually a big problem in Spain now. I was complaining about the US, I'm going to complain now about Spain because Spanish soccer now it seems like everybody is Pep Guardiola. So all the coaches love tactics, and all the coaches love like Twitter, and all the coaches really like difficult stuff that looks like we are in La NASA, you know. And there are coaches in Spain that are 7 years, they are coaching 7-year-old kids, and they don't let the kids to do 1v1. Because in that moment, the situation requires a third man action in and out, and then go back and then go forward. Sorry, what are you saying? You know, but that's because the level of coaches is better, they understand the game better. If we have pro coaches mentality coaching young players, there is no room for creativity. In Spain, if you miss a 1v1 and the player loses the ball, the coach kills you, and you don't play anymore, 7 years old. Consequence of this, Spanish players, incredible, understand the game really well, center backs, full backs, midfielders, the best in the world, and we are capable to develop players that in another country they will never become professional, like Busquets. In the other side, I don't remember the last Spanish player that had a good 1v1. The 1v1 in Spain now is a big problem. Maybe Ansu Fati, and Ansu Fati has a good 1v1 because when he was 6 and 8 years old, he had no coach. He was in Africa playing by himself. If he had a coach, maybe he would not have a good 1v1 now, if he was born in Spain. And the last one, problem here, is being able to identify talent. I feel like a lot of coaches are obsessed about the last action, if it was goal, if it was a good pass, if it was a good dribble, but they don't understand or they don't know how to see if the perception was good, the decision was good. There are so many kids that they do everything perfect, and then they lose the ball because they are like this, you know. But this is the good kid, you know. This is a kid that is going to be good in the future, and I think a lot of people here is focusing on the last action, the execution, and this not allows the coaches to see actually who is the good player. I feel like, I don't know, like players like Busquets, Pedri, if they were not in Spain, they will not become never professional players.